You are listening to New Europe Institute 3C's 14 Talks podcast.
Hello, my name is Caroline Zub, and welcome in Institute of New Europe video podcast. Let's start from short introducing of our guest, Aleksander Arabadźić. Hello, Aleksander.
Hello, Caroline. Hello, dear guests.
Hello, and Aleksander is the president and co-creator of the Academy of European Careers and specialist in international affairs in the field of communication and public affairs. Aleksander holds the executive MBA in business and security management from Academy of Social Science in Łódź. In today's discussion, we are going to concentrate on 3C's initiative. So, Aleksander, can we move on to our questions?
Of course we can.
Okay, so first question. The 3C initiatives was initiated by Poland and Croatia in 2016, 7 years later. And it's hard to say that Croatia right now is among leaders of the initiative. Can us tell more about reasons why it's not among the leaders?
Of course, I will add only one thing. You told that I'm Aleksander Arabadźić. I'm a half Croatian. That's why probably I'm also on today podcast. My father is from Croatia. My master thesis were about Croatian politics, but it wasn't about 3C's initiative. Of course, it was mainly it was connected with the war for independence. Okay, first thing is that. Truly, Poland is bigger in field of economy, of field of demography, and also about this political role. It's one of the biggest country in the Eastern Europe. That's Central Eastern Europe. It's not so easy for Croatia to be such a counterpart for a bigger country. It's even in the European Union. The biggest countries have the biggest influence. Of course, it's quite important to mention that Croatia, even as a not big country, has quite big influence on policies in the Western Balkans, but also on the European and international affairs. It's connected with we can say in some part winning the war in the Balkans in the 90s. This is one thing. Second thing, that after the fall of communists and the fall of Yugoslavia, many politicians, military staff, but also scholars, they were educated in the Western world. We know probably a lot of you who are watching today's podcast know the former president, Kolinda Grabar-Kitarović. She was very popular when the Croatia got the silver medal in the World Cup in Russia last time.
I understand.
Yes, she was educated and she was working in Washington. She had very good connection in the European and American political spheres. That's why Croatia is in one way far more important that we can say, taking in account the economy, the number of citizens, even the localization. It's only a part of a smaller part of Europe, one thing.
Okay.
But of course, there is, at the moment, I think, there's also one, it's problem in Croatia. It's because the president, there is the government, which is with all heart for 3C's initiative. And Mr. Prime Minister Plenković is in favor of this initiative. But we have to remember that the beginning of the 3C's initiative initiated by Poland and Croatia, it was by the presidents, President Andrzej Duda and President Kolinda Grabar-Kitarović. Croatian President Zoran Milanović is, I can say, he's not a big fan about the 3C's initiative. He told even in the beginning that it's nothing special for him. Croatia mainly have connection with the Western countries, mainly with Germany. We have also remembered that Germany and Poland some parties are not so sure about cooperation with Germany. I'm at the moment as a scholar, not as a politician. I understand this. It's connected with history. We have to remember that Germany, on the other hand, for Croatia, was one of the guaranteeing countries for the independence of the country, and one of the countries helping Croatia to get arms and to help the economy after recovering after the war.
Okay, perfect. You told us about Croatia, and that you are half of you is of Croatian. But let's see from the perspective of Poland. So another question is why Poland is playing right now a leading role in the Three Seas initiative.
I think we can, in some part, as I told before, on one hand, it's the biggest country of the initiative. It's the initiator of the initiative on the second point. And third point for me, I think it's also connected with Polish role being as advocate for the Eastern countries, for example, as Moldova, or now as a trusted and one of the biggest allies of bravely fighting Ukraine. Yeah. Because as far as I remember, countries of the Three Seas initiative, Polish government, not only Polish government, which is now parties which are governing, but also the opposition parties, which will be probably in 1 week, will have a change of power in Poland, are also advocating and are trusted allies for our Western neighbor. And I think it's one of the points why we are one of the leaders of the region. But also it's a little bit connected with some kind of politics, European politics. We are part of a bigger European Union family. European policy is made on some kind of local deals, local allies. And for Poland, it's very good to have such an initiative with countries in the region. For example, to vote for some important things in Brussels, in the Parliament or in the European Commission.
Okay, so great, thank you. Another question will be related to second phase of Russo-Ukrainian war. And tell me, please, was the outbreak of this phase of war between the two countries a factor impacting the dynamics of cooperation in the Balkan region?
In the Balkan region? I think, yes, it's I'm not sure maybe for the Three Seas initiative, but I'm sure in 100% that for the European political class, but also for not only European, but for British and of course Washington allies. We use in Polish such a, I think it would be the easiest way to find such to look to the antics. We use such a word, Achilles heel. And Achilles heel is for heel is the Western Balkans for the European economical and security architecture. It's very easy. We have there a lot of influence of Russian intelligence, of China's business. Mainly it's connected with Serbia, but it's not only Serbia. We have to remember that in Montenegro, there are very big problems, for example, with Chinese credits, but also in the countries which are member of the European Union as Greece and the port in Piraeus.
Okay, so perfect. Can you tell me the Three Seas initiative should constitute a platform for deepening relations between European Union and candidate countries?
Yes, it's a very good advocate because of the common history, common experience, for example, with Russia and communism, but also cultural. We are very similar in the region culturally.
Okay.
And it's very good. The region, Three Seas initiative, I'm telling it as a big fan of this initiative from the beginning, is a very good initiative when it's a part of the European Union as a whole, because Pope John Paul II told that the Europe have two lungs, the Western and the Eastern lung. And the Three Seas initiative is Eastern lung of Europe.
Oh, so great, thank you. Another question will be related with economic aspect. So please me, How about the economic cooperation between Three Seas Initiative and Western Balkans? And does the Three Seas Initiative has capabilities to invest in growing Balkan economies?
Nowadays, at the moment,
yeah.
no.
At the moment, no. And
no, but in the future, because of the mainly infrastructure investigation, it's quite good the idea to start to make economical influence on the region, mainly between the countries of the Three Seas Initiative. But at the moment, no.
Okay.
Easy answer.
Okay, and generally, Croatia and Slovenia has access to the Adriatic Sea, and it creates an opportunity to develop the rail and road infrastructure leading from coast of the Adriatic Sea to Baltic Sea and Black Sea ports. Is Croatia and Slovenia interested in such investments, in your opinion?
Of course they are. Croatia, we have to remember that at the moment, even in this nowadays, we have a big gas port on the island of Kirk in the western north part of the Croatian Adriatic Sea, and it's one of the crucial gas ports in the European Union.
Mm-hmm.
And for the countries which are part of the Three Seas Initiative, as I told also before, talking about influence on Western Balkans, the infrastructure is the most important, one of the most important parts to build common interests.
I perfectly understand, and you have just told about this LNG terminal in Kirk Island, Kirky Island. Okay, so Island, yeah, indeed, is one of the most important elements of the energy infrastructure in the region. And could we tell me, should we think that successful establishment of the terminal was sufficient for Croatia needs in terms of investments in Three Seas Initiative projects?
For Croatia, yes, but for the region, it's all the time too small investigation, and I think we have to field and build more links between north and the south.
Okay, what type of links, if you can tell us more about it?
Railways, gas pipes, energy lines, because we have to remember nowadays security means energy. And for the region, in Slovenia, we have a quite good working nuclear power plant. It's one of the newest in the region, we have to remember. And it's for example, providing energy to the northern and western part of Croatia.
Okay, another question is related with Poland. So please tell me what should do Poland to strengthen position as a leader of the initiative?
What we have to do? I'm sure now we'll be going back a little bit to politics. I hope and I'm sure that the new government, which will be founded next week, will not abandon or think that this initiative it's not very important, because as I told before, it have to be one of parts of political and economical security architecture in the region. And that's quite important that the new government will not abandon this, and that initiative will not only be an initiative on paper.
Okay. And
because it's quite important. Three Seas Initiative, we are okay. Black Sea is one thing, but when there was development of the European Union after the fall of communism, the infrastructure was going mainly from the west to the east, not only in the new countries, but also in old Europe, in the heart of Europe, to make Europe stronger as a unity of nations. It's quite important to start to build bridges between north and south.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go to our next question. What are your recommendations to further development of the Three Seas Initiative?
I think we were talking. I was talking all the time, mainly about infrastructure, about energy, about security. when, as I told before, we will not abandon this initiative. We know that it's one of the pillars of the security system in the region. It's quite important to start building also relations in the field of culture, civic society, and also in case of, I don't know, innovation and science.
Okay, so great. Thank you for our conversation.